Yeah, over in WA, Tom, it's pretty cool what they're doing. It ends this month, but they're pretty much doing a voluntary give your gun to the government in exchange for money kind of program.
Right.
So 20,000 guns have been given to the WA government during the first 5 months of the buyback program, and people are receiving $1,000 if they hand their gun into police.
Is this just to try and get less guns out there?
To minimise gun safety overall and, harmful impacts of it. So it's worked out really well. It's something that maybe we should consider down here.
Absolutely.
Over to celebrity news. There's a bunch of celebrities endorsing a new drug called NAD. And pretty much it mimics the molecule that the body produces to help create and protect DNA. So this could be the cure to long-lasting life and living for a little bit longer, looking a bit healthier. There's a bit of skepticism around it, but Joe Rogan, Hailey Bieber, and all those people are supporting it.
Yeah, Kim K I saw was on it as well.
Huge amount of people there, but it does cost for an IV treatment. This is where the celebrity aspect comes into
Right.
it.
It costs heaps of money.
Well, your regular people aren't going to do it because it costs, $500 to $2,000 to just get an IV drip treatment. And, you have to do that ongoingly.
I'm sure there's plenty of more natural things you can do, like, eat fruit.
Have a juice.
yeah.
Go to the servo.
Keep you looking young.
Get a nippies. And back to SA news. Have you ever thought about owning an island and you see it on the internet and it's always something in Greece that's really expensive? There's actually a few islands up for sale in the South Australia Coorong.
Oh, really?
Yep, so we got Mundu Island Station, which is 3 islands, heaps of animals there, wildlife, but they're up for sale. So if you want to own an island, we've officially got 3 in SA that you can purchase.
How good is that? Hey, Callum, over to some quick sporting news, just touching on the Olympics. Another gold medal for Australia last night puts us into 3rd spot in the medal tally.
Killing it, and we always do. Aussies always nail the Olympics, but yeah, we're doing all right.
For a much lower population than China, who's in 1st, and United States in 2nd.
Huge.
Doing okay.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
Callum, I've kept this pretty dark because it's just so dumb.
Embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Yeah, stupid, silly. Call it what you will. That's why I've kept it to myself for so long.
What a weird job, isn't it? We keep these embarrassing things to ourselves and then you run dry on content and you think, well, I'll bring it to the airwaves. I'll tell everyone about it.
So, yeah, what happened was a couple of weeks ago, I was coming home from a mate's place and I had my sunnies just sort of dangling on my shirt, right? And I've had them for a couple of years, so the arms are a bit loose. So sometimes they do, if I lean over, they'll just open up and fall off.
Yeah.
And they're also they're pretty expensive sunnies. So they have a prescription in them as well. So with that, and then they're just Ray-Bans, but with the prescription, I think they cost about $400.
They get up there. Sunglasses, especially a nice pair, easily can crack that 500 mark.
Yeah. So I was getting out the car and as I got out, they must have fallen off and I didn't realise. Next morning, driving off to work and come back thinking, where are my sunnies? I swear I brought them home last night. Looking everywhere and I thought, I'll have a look in the curb just in case.
So there was a little bit of an inkling. There was something, sixth sense that, hey, maybe they could be out there.
It was the last resort I looked at, right? I checked work, I checked home, and I just didn't know where they could be. And I thought, well, they're loose. Maybe they fell off. Maybe they're still in the curb. Went outside, had a look at the curb right in front of my house, and I see one of the shades. And I think, oh, you beauty. Here they are. Go to pick it up. It's broken in half.
Crumbled.
There's a tyre tread on it. I've run over my sunnies and completely snapped them.
Jeez. Running over the sunnies. And what were they? $450 or something bucks?
Yeah, $400 to $500.
Unreal.
I think. Yeah, I've had them for a couple of years. Probably due for a new pair.
You're trying to get an insurance claim out of it.
I got a new prescription anyway, so maybe it's a bit of a blessing in disguise. Who knows?
It's one of those just real niche things, and you didn't hear it crumble or anything when you drove off.
No, they're just a pair of sunnies. I didn't feel anything or hear anything.
Yeah, that's and it's a niche one. It's a bit, I'm sure it happens though that people do run over odd things here and there, prized possessions that happen to roll between the back of the tyres.
Look, I don't want to be alone on this one. Fresh fam, text in, what did you run over? Maybe it was your kid's favourite toy. Maybe it was a water bottle.
Yeah, could be anything. Could it be a pair of sunnies and that'll make you feel better? I'm sure you're really hoping for someone to call up and be like, hey,
I've run over sunnies
I've done the sunnies before, multiple pairs.
But hey, let's have a look at the text. Got a text here. Also embarrassing, I ran over a witch's hat by some roadworks. All the tradies staring at me in disbelief.
Wow, yeah, it's an awkward one when you got the whole pack of tradies, everyone's staring at you, all eyes on you. Have this one here. Had the towels up on the line on a pretty windy day. As I was pulling out on the driveway, my husband's towel flew off and I ran right over it. I re-washed it and never told him, but I can still see the black line going across it where I drove over it. I love that. Is it a family heirloom towel? What's so special about the towel?
Get a new towel. Another text here. Did a reverse run over when I left my open Buick on the roof of my car, went everywhere and had to stop at the car wash on the way to the site.
Jeez, that's a big one. I feel like that's another huge one, leaving something on top of the car.
Yeah.
I feel like we'll have to conquer that next.
Another text just came through as well. During the summer a couple of years back, we'd been at the pool and the kids' pool noodle fell out of the boot and I reversed over them.
Huge
God,
one.
you'd be so sad if you were that kid, hey?
Big time. That's the equivalent of running over your kid's toy.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, the pool noodle. Hey, let's head over to Shido Park. We got Jackson on the line. Jacko, what'd you run over, mate?
Morning, fellas.
Morning.
Happy Tuesday. I used to take my bike out for a spin when I lived up in Woodville and used to wear just loose trackies, as you do, and used to keep my phone in my pocket when I'd go out for a ride.
Yeah.
Got home one afternoon and was like, 15 minutes later, like, where's my phone? And realised it's probably slipped out of my pocket. So I've jumped back on the bike and I've gone back to kind of retrace my steps and saw it on the side of the road and just only the corner of the phone had been cracked. So someone must have hit it and then it's just pushed it into the curb. So lucky, but yeah, I was
going to say, Jackson, you don't want to retrace your steps too accurately. You'll just run it over yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just redo the damage, yeah.
And the phone still worked, though. It was all good.
Yeah, look, this was a couple of phones ago, but yeah, it still worked for a good couple of months before I was due for an upgrade anyway. So, yeah, winning there.
Happy days. Good on you.
Outcome. We got Lance in Woodside. Tell us, what did you run over?
Hey, mate, how you doing?
Very good.
Good, mate. And yourself?
Not bad. It's a bit of a horror story.
Okay.
Hopped up in the morning to go to work and reversed my car out.
Yep.
And felt a little slight bump, and I thought, I'll hop out and have a look. And there's my brother's Rottweiler just laying there.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a bit, yeah.
Was he okay?
I managed to get into the vet, and he had to have half of his intestines sort of untangled and sewn back up, but in the end, it all turned out all right. So,
Hey,
jeez, that is lucky.
It is bloody lucky.
my brother wasn't too happy with me.
Oh, I doubt he would be.
You're
Lance.
taking off dog sitting duties for life.
Hey, Maria over in Glengarry, what did you run over?
Oh, it wasn't a dog. My God, I'm still thinking of that.
Yeah, it could be worse, couldn't it? Tell us, Maria, what did you run over?
It was my husband being incredibly helpful. I'll take the kids to school. All the kids, they're all resting at the house. Is everybody ready? Yep. Bags are ready. Yep. And the kids have a habit with me because I put all the kids' bags in the boot.
Right.
And I put them all behind the car. And, of course, my husband's like, just get in the car. We're running late. And he chucked the car in reverse and you hear this massive crunch.
Yeah.
He's back to take out only one of the bags, gratefully, and not the ones with the laptops and the iPads in it.
Oh, so you had a bunch
God for
of
that.
expensive stuff in there.
How was the bag after being run over?
Oh, well, the lunch bag didn't make it. We had to throw that out. The lunch obviously didn't make it.
Buy your lunch today, kids.
Kids would be happy. They get to go to the canteen.
Good on you, Maria.
Because all the ones that actually told me to ring you up going, you've got to tell them about Dad ruining my lunchbox.
Yeah, it's a great story.
Good stuff, Maria. Thanks for getting involved.
Hey, Shane in Hallett Cove, can you wrap it up? What did you run over?
Shane?
Hey, boys, how you going?
Very good. What did you run
mate.
over?
It was my phone as well, yeah. I was at a set of traffic lights and I've got a work queue and I realised that my side tailgate thing was down, so I just jumped out at the set of lights, shut him up, all good. Pulled out, turned right from the set of lights and my music stopped playing on the Bluetooth and I was like, what's going on here?
Uh-oh.
And, went back and saw it. Big fat tyre tread straight across the front of it. So.
Was it in any sort of working condition or absolutely stuffed?
It worked enough for me to be able to update it all onto the new phone. So it was the screen was all buggered, but it was enough for me to meander my way through the settings and actually get all my stuff off it. So that was all I needed.
I got all my songs off, my memoirs, it was all good.
Mate, I've been pretty cool, calm, collected lately, but it is time for this to come back. I'm bloody ticked off.
Flyman mongrel.
Oh, jeez, it's ticked off, Tom. Yes. Yeah, I'm ticked off.
It's pretty far and few between. I haven't heard this in a little bit, so this must be a doozy for you to bring it back on the airwaves that you're ticked off.
Yeah, well, while we were away, we went to Brisbane and we spent a day at Dreamworld over there.
It was good fun. Hadn't been to the world since I was a kid, really, so yeah, it was great fun.
Yeah, so got there and it got to about 1:30 and we're like, well, let's get something to eat, right?
Sure.
Go have a look at the food stands there, and we went on like a Tuesday, so there wasn't heaps open, but they had like the main sort of food stalls open.
Yep.
And I decided I really feel like a hot dog. Got a hot dog, get it, so happy, having the chips, eating a few chips first.
Yep.
Go to pick up my dog, and the bun has split. So my hot dog and all the fillings, because I got it with the lot, obviously, have just fallen out of the bottom. I've got 2 bits of bun and then just sausage, bacon, onion and cheese.
Yeah, it was pretty funny that we were there.
It wasn't funny.
You and other mate, and you said, guys, the hot dog buns, they're split. And then me and the other mate both looked at ours and we saw that they were in perfect nick, actually.
Yeah,
so it was just yours that was the anomaly.
That ticked me off even more, that yours were fine. It was just mine that was split. And in my fit of rage, seeing red, I just said, I'm going to get something else to eat. I don't want to deal with this. I picked up the hot dog and I threw it in the bin. As I'm walking away, I thought, why did I do that? The chips were good.
The throwing made a thud as well. I don't want the Fresh fam to, be underplayed by this situation that I wasn't even facing you and I knew you'd thrown the hot dog in the bin. It was that loud. I was like, geez, there's kids around. This guy is a mess.
But it gets even worse. So I go to a different food place there. They were doing sandwiches. They had like this Jamaican chicken roll and Cubano rolls. And I thought, you beauty. One of those looked pretty good. I saw one get toasted, looked unreal. So I'm here, I'm there, I'm in the line, and I'm behind this family, and there's, I don't know, there was a lot of them. I'm going to say like 15. I think it was a couple of families that are holidaying together.
I thought they were shit in the new Cheaper by the Dozen. There was a lot of kids there. One big family.
And they bought out all of the Jamaican chicken rolls. There weren't many left. There was maybe like 5 or 6. So there was still a few. But there wasn't like heaps left. And there was quite a lot of the Cubano rolls. I think there was like 8 or 9 of those left. So I thought, all right, you beauty. I wanted the Cubano roll anyway. And then after 5 minutes of them still talking, this family ahead of me with the people in front, I see the lady who's working there grab the sign of the Cubano rolls and turn it over. She's bought the whole lot. She's bought the shop out. There's people behind me in the line being, what the hell?
Who does
There's
that?
another person behind them being, what the hell? There's me being, what the hell? The only option left was a bloody cob loaf.
Yeah. And who the hell is doing cob loaf at Dreamworld?
Why would I want to have a cob loaf and then go on the claw? Are you kidding?
Tom, there's one thing people do at parties that I can't wrap my head around, and it doesn't happen often, and if you're not paying attention, you could miss it. It's the Irish goodbye. And for those that don't know, I mean, it's an insane social idea that a few people do. You see it here around the place.
Yeah. It's got many different names. The Irish goodbye, smoke bombing, ghosting.
Yep, exactly. So
just leaving without saying anything.
That's all it is. It's, I'm done with this party. The social interactions have been exhausting. Get me out of here. I can't be bothered saying goodbye. So for whatever reason, you just leave.
Right. So I will do an Irish goodbye every now and then. If it's like a lot of people around, I'll just say goodbye to the people I'm with and just leave. I won't go around to, 40-odd people and say goodbye to every single one.
Yeah, see, I don't think that's proper Irish. That's not the full Irish goodbye. I think Irish goodbye to me is just you walk out the door.
Yeah.
And often it looks rude, but at the same time, it's one of those weird ones people kind of respect because it's so strange and they think, how could you do that?
Where did Callum go?
Yeah, exactly.
He left an hour ago.
You leave with a bit of mystery, and that's why I think people do it. But one of the craziest Irish goodbyes I saw was on the weekend, and pretty much where at this party, there's only 4 of us remaining. So literally 4 people sitting around having a few drinks in a house about 12:30 at night. One of these girls gets up without saying anything, goes to what we think, the bathroom, but hasn't come out for 20 minutes.
Right.
We think, where the hell is she?
Better go check.
Yep, go to the bathroom. Can't find her. I go to the front door. Door's wedged open. She hasn't shut it. And she's done a runner.
Right.
So done an Irish goodbye, which is the most insane one I've seen because there was only 4 of us. So then there are 3 remaining.
That seems unnecessary with that little people, especially in an intimate setting where you're all just sitting. You could just be like, all right, guys, I got to go.
It's the weirdest thing in the world. I think it is so bizarre. And she wouldn't respond to her messages until the next day. And she was like, I was just feeling a bit sick. Wanted to go home. Maybe she was sick of our conversations. Maybe she was bored. I don't know. Maybe something offended her.
Look, I think we need to get the Fresh Fam's opinion on this one because I think quite a few people do the Irish goodbye. And, I mean, is it rude? Is it rude to do the Irish goodbye? Give us a buzz now, 1300 737374. Maybe you do the Irish goodbye and you can defend it and tell us why it's not rude. Maybe you've been a victim of the Irish goodbye.
Yeah, maybe you're a victim of it, but you respect it now and you think you're going to do it next time. See, I think it's acceptable until there's 20 or plus people. I mean, if there's 20 people, you shouldn't do it, right? But you should send a message either way every time.
Let's just keep it simple. Is it rude to do the Irish goodbye? Plenty of texts coming through right now. Somebody's texted in saying, can't stand Irish goodbyes. They're so rude and make things awkward the next time you see the person who Irish goodbyed.
Yeah.
Is it? I feel like you kind of just forget about it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever sort of backtrack and think, I know you Irish goodbye.
Well,
2
you're
years
doing
ago.
it right now, so.
Bringing it to live radio.
Was that your text?
Obviously, I do have slight resentment, yeah. This one here, there's since getting older, I always do the Irish goodbye. If I don't, I end up getting peer pressure to stick around. I think both are as rude as each other, but both need to be done. So that's a big thing as well. If you're at the pub with mates, you might get peer pressure to stay. You don't want to stay and have any more beers, so you have to go off.
Yeah, another text here. Rude as hell. I understand you can't say goodbye to everyone at a larger function, but you need to at least say goodbye to some so people know you've left.
Yeah, do a few droplets here and there, a few little goodbyes. I love this one here. As an Irishman myself, I'm pro-Irish goodbye. Brendan. I want to see how this guy sleuths out of a party.
Plays this on his phone,
Yeah.
connects to the Bluetooth. Another text just come through. Not rude if it meets the criteria, plus 15 people. If you have children, as it's hard to juggle the exit with crazy kids, you don't know many people at the event.
Yeah, huge one there.
All right, a few different things coming on there. Hey, let's head over to Woodville. We got Casey on the line here. G'day, Casey. Good morning. Is the Irish goodbye rude?
Hey guys, how you going?
Yeah,
Very good.
Yeah, I definitely think it is rude. I mean, especially what happened to you, Callum. It sounds really awkward if it was just a few people and this woman just disappeared into the ether. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Casey, are you saying you've never Irish goodbyed then?
No, absolutely not. It's so rude.
But you've seen other people do the Irish goodbye, and is there much talk afterwards of, hey, that person's a bit of a jerk?
No, I mean, I just personally resent them, but I just keep that to myself, and it just, makes me feel a bit bad about them afterwards.
Casey, don't bottle up those feelings. Yeah, you'll
Seems
only
like
hate them more.
Deep hate for the Irish goodbye there.
Casey, I'm gonna set you a challenge, okay? This weekend coming, if you're out with some mates, just give it a go. Try the Irish goodbye, see if you like it.
It's going to hurt my soul, but yeah, maybe I'll try giving it a go.
I love that Casey is so nice that tries to do the Irish goodbye, then comes back in half an hour.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I was just going to the convenience store. I didn't Irish goodbye you, I swear.
couldn't do it. Hey, Callum, we got to have a chat about alarms, right? So whether I'm having a nap or waking up in the morning for work, I am always setting multiple alarms.
Yeah, I mean, alarms dictate your day, especially us early in the morning. Particularly, you don't want to sleep through, miss the show.
Yeah, so for example, waking up this morning, these were my alarms, 5:40, 5:45,
Yeah.
5:50, 5:53, and an emergency one at 5:58, just
There's
in case.
a lot there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're one of those people that does the multiple back-to-back alarms.
Well, typically I'll snooze the first couple, or if I don't snooze the first couple, I'm a bit of a deep sleeper, so I'll probably sleep
Go
through
through
one or
it.
two.
Yeah.
I think most people do. Like, do you?
I never sleep through alarms. I'm such a light sleeper to the point where I don't know how people do that.
Do you set multiple alarms? I think
do
most
too.
people do that.
So I'm
right?
pretty modest with the alarms. In the morning, I'll do two, and that gets me
Two?
going.
All right. How far apart are they?
Like 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, that is a good feeling though, isn't it? When you wake up and you're like, oh, I'll rest my eyes for 10 more minutes.
Sure.
It's such a euphoric feeling when you're tired in the morning and you just close those eyes and you don't quite go back to sleep. It just feels good.
I feel like you're about to doze off here. You're just taking you back to that better place.
I keep closing my eyes. And yeah, I'm getting close. But turns out setting these alarms, multiple alarms, might be quite bad for you. Nurse Jordan from TikTok has come out to explain why. The reason is it messes up your REM cycle, which is your rapid eye movement.
Yeah.
And that's basically when your eyes are closed, your eyes dart around quite a bit. And if you're going in and out of sleep, your eyes start to, it's not sure whether to go rapid or normal.
Yeah, sure. So you can't fully get into a deep sleep with those alarms.
And by disrupting your REM cycle, it can have the following effects like sleep inertia, increased drowsiness, fatigue, mood swings, and it can even raise your cortisol levels, which can affect nearly every organ in our bodies.
Right,
so
yeah.
Something you really don't want raised.
It is one of those that you do hear about the scientists saying sleep is the most important thing, as opposed to anything, diet, exercise, whatever. As long as you get the sleep, that's what you need.
Yeah, so Nurse Jordan's solution to combat this and not mess up your REM cycle is simply just set one alarm and get up. Just get up.
It seems like a big ask. I mean, I know there's so many people out there that do have to set the multiple alarms.
Yeah.
She's just given the blunt force. She's just saying, get up, get over it with it.
Well, look, that's Nurse Jordan's solution. That's coming from a medical standpoint, right? But I'm going to give my solution, what I think. And like I said before, I'm a deep sleeper. So I do sleep through alarms. I need to set multiple. Otherwise, things could get hairy real quick for me. And if you're the same, all you got to do is set alarms no longer than 2 minutes apart.
No longer than 2 minutes?
Yeah, so you set your alarm, say it's 5:50, the next alarm can't be any longer than, can't be past 5:52.
So you just rush with a stampede of noisy alarms just to get you up?
Yeah,
I feel like
so
that would piss
it's
me off even more in the morning.
They say 2 minutes is about the max amount of time you can do it without before you start to disrupt your REM cycle.
Yeah, right. Okay, I thought you had another weird solution like, you need to get some birds to carry you out, put your pajamas on, like in the Disney movies. That's the best way to do it.
Well, if you can train birds to do it, absolutely.
There's heaps of stuff going on with the Olympics, all different things catching the world by storm in the news there.
Yeah, I mean, there's heaps of things that are coming out. We've got that Turkish bloke with the hand in the pocket, one hand shooting, got silver.
Suspected assassin who's joined the Olympic ranks. Good on him.
You've got the Italian bloke who's sleeping in a park because he doesn't like the village.
Sure. You've also got the pole vaulter whose noggin slapped the pole off.
Yep. Yeah.
So plenty of things, but this is a new one to take the world by storm, and I guess it's a bit less comical. It's more of a heartwarming one, but it's got us thinking how this actually works because Tomas Mahac and Katerina Sinikova are two tennis players over there at the moment, and they're doing mixed doubles tennis, and they just won gold.
Yeah, for Czech.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is they're broken up, and they used to be in a relationship for about 4 years.
Yeah, well, they broke up like a month ago as well, so it's very fresh.
A month ago, yeah. So you can assume, I guess, they started training together maybe when they hooked up.
Yeah,
4
maybe
years
even
ago.
before. Maybe that's how they hooked up.
Yeah, and now they've taken the world by storm in tennis, and they've given it a red-hot crack, but they've come out the other side, very positive, and it's probably one of the better situations of working with your ex.
Well, I've got to say, it's like the internet just doesn't seem to care that they've won gold. They're all like, are they going to get back together? Because after they won the gold, they've had a massive embrace. They're cradling each other. And everyone's like, if they're not already back together, they're definitely getting back together.
Yeah, sure. I've even seen there's other news outlets already making the call saying they're together.
Yeah.
So a few people have really gambled the stakes high and said, no, we're just going to make the call. Let's jump on it now. They're together. But like I said, this is probably one of the better examples of working with your ex.
I mean, yeah, and like you said before, how does it work? It is a tough one, isn't it? So we are going to go to the phones here. Is there anyone out there right now that is or has in the past worked with their ex?
Because I think this would be so mind-boggling hard. If you were leading up to the Olympics, it's the biggest moment of your life. You're doing all the training, and then your ex-girlfriend gets dropped off to the tennis court by some other bloke. and then you think, who the hell is that? So surely there's a few things that would upset you a little bit leading up to it.
Yeah, look, a couple of weeks ago we talked about, do you work with your partner? Quite a few people got around that, but let's go to the opposite end here. Do you work with your ex, Adelaide? Going to go to the text line before we head to the calls. Somebody's texted in here saying, my partner and I worked together for 2 years. We split and I quit after a week because of the awkward tension.
Yeah, you would. See, I think I would split off as well. You'd find another job. Like, I don't know.
I guess it depends how amicable the breakup was.
Well, if there's yelling at the office or something, you don't want it to be too awkward. It's funny. I worked with my ex for 5 years. We keep it professional, but I swear she dumps all the crap work on me on purpose.
Yeah, probably.
You have to stay behind. 7 p.m. finish.
Another text here. Works with my ex at the beach house. Lucky I was on top of the water slide. She was at the food stand. Didn't have to see each other. We broke up there too.
Hey, two separate worlds. Don't have to... what do you break up over at the beach house as well?
I know. I mean...
Over a game of skee ball? What happened? She beat your high score. You had to end it?
Another text here. Hi, guys. My ex and I have worked together for 20 years, but separated 16 years ago. He's the boss and I'm the employee, but we're best friends and have a great working relationship. There you go.
It's good to know that there are positive outcomes for that one.
Absolutely. And another text here. The physio I go to is run by a married couple. They divorced and still work together for 10 years until the husband retired.
Wow. Okay, yeah. That's a huge one.
Yeah.
I mean, going over to the calls, we have Grace and Burnside. Tell us, Grace, did you work with your ex?
Hi, guys. Yes, it didn't end well. I worked at like a shopping centre and his family owned the shopping centre. So originally he got me the job. He worked there too and I worked in the deli. So when we broke up, like he always walks in and he looks cool and I'm wearing a hairnet. And so I was always trying to avoid him down the different aisles and work out what aisle he's working out. But I ended up winning because I ended up dating someone else. And he had to face us every day. So that sucks for him.
Hey, Grace, you're saying the deli was a bad section to work in because you had to wear the hairnet. What section would be the best section to work in to try and make him jealous?
Well, check out because you could like undo the shirt or something. Like deli, I had an apron, a yellow apron on and hairnet.
A lot of people complain
it wasn't ideal.
about the deli outfit. It's not that bad, I swear.